Next, into the Save Well, Spend Better hub, sisters Geradine and Joanne.
I've always had that really big sister, but almost motherly relationship with Joanne.
I'm the youngest in the family, so I know I can depend on her.
As well as borrowing money from her beloved big sis, Joanne's also been keeping a big secret.
I haven't told my sister how much debt I'm in.
Her years of continual spending means she now owes a whopping £30,000.
I've been getting deeper and deeper. I just can't seem to find my way out of it. Keeping the secret's been a weight on my shoulders. It's been like a knot in my stomach, and it's stopped me from going forward in my life.
But Joanne's biggest worry? Her debt to the bank of Big Sister.
When I let her know that I'm not in a financial situation to pay her back, maybe for a few years, I don't know how she's going to take that. The emotional impact that situation is having on me it's been crippling. I'm going to cry in a minute. Sorry.
With a lot more than money at stake, Emmanuel and Anna need to help Joanne to come clean with her sister and clean up a lifetime of debt.
So what actually is going on then financially?
I've got in a situation where I've asked Geradine to lend me some money, and I also owe quite a lot of debt to other places. When I'm out shopping, I'm like that, you know, I'm that sort of a person. Things that I really don't need. I did go through a stage where I became quite ill, and I was bedbound for a few months as well. I couldn't even get out of bed.
How long have you been bottling this all up for?
Ever.
Really?
Yeah. Well, since it began 30 years ago. I felt quite ashamed. And also I felt guilty that I've not been able to say anything as well. I want to get into the situation where I can start paying you back. To me, that's priority.
And how do you feel hearing all this?
For me, the priority is that she sorts herself out. She's been through a lot. We've all been through a lot.
Yeah, our mother passed away last year.
Also, we lost our brother at the same time. So, as a family, we've been through quite a lot.
The first time we borrowed some money from Geradine. I actually managed to pay that back because my mum passed away, so I paid you back from the inheritance. And then, about 2 months later, I asked you for some more money, didn't I? And I wasn't completely honest with you on that one, I'm afraid. But I actually used it to pay off a debt, which was a credit card.
As it stands, can you pay her back?
Not at the moment.
Joanne's not alone. The average UK household has £15,000 of debt over and above the mortgage. But here's how you can save £1,000 in just 60 minutes. For a start, you can actually negotiate the interest rate on most debts. Knock just 1% off a £15,000 loan and you save £150. Comparison shop online and you could reduce most of your household bills as well. On average, £43 on home insurance, £200 on broadband and TV, £287 on energy, and a whopping £322 on car insurance, giving you a grand saving of £1,000 a year.
Joanne's debt, meanwhile, of £30,000 may require a more radical solution.
How has hiding the debt, hiding what you've been doing with the money, what's that actually looked like for you?
That I've not been able to join in with quite a lot of things. I missed out on your son's wedding, didn't I? Couldn't go there, and which made me quite sad because that was one of the times that I could have spent time with my mum as well before she passed away.
But your family had no idea that that was happening?
No, no.
Sounds like you've been lonely.
I don't like to use that word.
Yeah.
But I think I have been.
So many people spend unconsciously or spending to make themselves feel better.
Yeah, it's just, I've got myself into a habit.
If we get to a point where, let's say, Joanne doesn't sort herself out, will the bank of sister stop?
Yes.
Joanne and Geradine also have tough decisions to make. in order to heal their relationship and get Joanne out of debt.
Today is an opportunity to be honest, open and make changes.
Now, what we're going to do is we want to do a spending tracker. So every time you spend cash, we want you to make a note of how you feel and the reason why you had to spend that amount. What then happens is you can then speak with your sister and review.
So I become her accountability buddy.
Partnership.
As well as being more accountable, the expert's plan is for Joanne to cut up her credit cards, establish an emergency fund for rainy days, and increase her debt repayment to £1,000 a month, which will enable her to be debt-free in just 3 years.
The big thing about that is you'd also save yourself £6,000 in interest.
That's brilliant.
The last thing is this plan doesn't include paying back your sister.
Whether you want the money back, whether you need the money back, or whether you feel you should have the money back, ultimately, Geradine, that's for you to dictate right now.
I would like her to pay me back, but maybe not in the way that she thinks. I think we should open a joint account, and when she's out of the woods, that money, I wanted to put it into pay for travel to Burma, where we said we would go on holiday together.
I'm just a little bit in shock. Our mum was born in Burma. You've been asking, haven't you, about us going to Burma, and my one thing's obviously been I can't afford it. So for you to come up with that, I think that's really clever and thoughtful.
I want us to do it together as a family.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
What a great motivation. What I love about that is that's clear boundary.
Yeah.
It's saying, I am not just going to be free bank of sister, because your motivation for paying that money back, your motivation for saying, I want that money back, is something that you both benefit from.
I'm really lucky to have you as a sister.
Oh,
Yeah, I
thank
am.
you. Wow, that's very humbling.
You're a great role model. You are, and you know, if I can get to where you are,
I just
more
want you
than
to get
happy.
to where you should be.
Today has definitely changed my life. I've basically spilt everything. It's all come out.
Yeah. It means a lot that you've asked me to help. For me, it's been amazing.
But now Joanne has come clean about her debts, is she ready to take the next step?
I'm really committed to making these changes. To be debt-free in 3 years after I've been in debt for 30 years, I mean, it's like I'm being reborn.
And I'm going to be motivating you. Not nagging, motivating.
Yeah, we're on equal terms now.
That's right. I have to remember that.
I'll remind you.
Bring it in, sis.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Please.